Did you know that Minnesota taxes poor people at higher rates than 41 other states? We all know that Minnesota is one of the highest tax states in the nation. And people like to defend that by talking about how we have the most progressive tax systems in the entire country. That's true, but Minnesota doesn't just tax the rich highly, we tax everyone highly. With everyone talking about how life is unaffordable and we need to make things more affordable, here in Minnesota, we can start with one thing: your taxes. In addition to Minnesota being a top 10 taxing state for the poorest earners, Minnesota has the sixth highest tax rate for the top incomes. And then there's the sales tax, which hits the poor the hardest. And you pay it on basically everything except for food and clothing. In the 2023 budget, sales taxes were increased by a full percentage point in the metro. That made St. Paul, Minnesota, the second highest sales tax in the entire country at 9.875%, only beaten by Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 10.5%. Also in the 2023 budget, your car tab fees were jacked up. Say you own a 4-year-old Honda CR-V, which is the most popular car in Minnesota, I found out. Well, your tab fees are around 33% more expensive now. Congratulations, you're now top 5 in paying expensive tab fees throughout the nation. Minnesota also has the second highest corporate tax rate. We are also one of only 12 states that have an estate tax, otherwise known as the death tax. So, even when you die, Minnesota will take another chunk of your money. So, what taxes are significantly lower here than in other states? None. None of Minnesota's major taxes are meaningfully lower than the national average. Depending on where you live, your property taxes might be average compared to the rest of the country, but nowhere do you have low taxes in Minnesota. In Minnesota, you pay high taxes whether you're rich or poor, and that's a problem. For a long time, I think Minnesotans were fine with that, to be honest. As long as our hard-earned tax dollars went to be used effectively for good things, we could stomach it. Unfortunately, that isn't what's happening anymore in Minnesota. From the massive fraud scandals to expensive botched government programs, Minnesota state government has not done well spending your tax dollars. And with all this in mind, there's one clear way that we can make life more affordable for Minnesotans: lowering your taxes. If state government can get a handle on the fraud epidemic we're having, we can significantly lower your taxes without having a massive hole in the state budget. Reducing our massive tax burden should be first on the list of making life more affordable for people in Minnesota. There is certainly more we can do, but let's start with something simple and something that we know will make a difference.